Well, what I'm up to on this fine morning, about 37 degrees, but the sun's warm. I had this little welding table that I took apart. Been brainstorming on this little thing. See if I can muster it up, so stay tuned. Well, I got things all laid out. I think I'm ready to throw a couple tacks down. Here we go. Well, you know when that steel just ain't quite right. Get a little crafty. Put some clamps. Ain't going nowhere now. Alright. Yeah, them some pretty good little nail heads. Not big dimes. And mind you, everything here is just scrap, so you know how I do things around here. There ain't much cha-ching flowing in this house. So let's go. You know, I'm running it as hot as I can with an 030 wire. And yeah, not too bad. Penetration be better on an 035, but I gotta use up this 030. It's just sitting around. It'll be alright. Lay it in there hot. Well, here's what we got so far. A little bit of race crafting today. Getting her done. See what the next step is. Alright, so I kind of need a little cover for this thing. Happen to have some 3/16. You have to cut it to those dimensions, and yeah, about to let it rip. Well, this is called out the old chop saw on a stick here. The worm drive with a steel blade. Been using these worm drives since I was about 12, so that's a long time. I won't use any other saw, especially an electric one plug-in. I'm going to cut this 3/16 like butter. Like I said, like butter. Didn't even hardly take anything off the blade, so cut nice at that angle. Well, I got the roof cut and put on there, and I think I'm just gonna notch the roof and not cut those ears off. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Looking good though. Not bad for an afternoon of work. Get that thing notched up and slid in there. Just like that. Gotta make the door and stuff in the back, and then I gotta put a chucher on the top. Here, let me get that. Alright, there we go. I narrowed my rear end 6 inches, so that's 3-inch tube. Got 2 of those from that 8.8 in my coupe. And I can use that for a 3-inch, and I guess that tubing for the fireplace chimneys, 3 inches is pretty standard. So I'm trying to make it thick and heavy, not too heavy. You need 1/4-inch wall on bottom and 3/16 on the top to hold the heat so that it lasts long when it burns out. And those fire bricks too, so that it'll hold heat for a few hours and burns out, you know, when I'm sleeping. So that's the plan. Mustering it up. Alright, I got my hole all laid out there. Gotta get the big old 1/2-inch chuck drive out. I'm just gonna pop a bunch of holes around the outside so I can get as much hole as I can get in there. So I don't have a hole saw big enough. Let's go. Alright, I got it all drilled out. I'm going to go ahead and slip a metal blade in this thing and let it rip. Well, I got it tacked on. And I'm going to go ahead and clean this up and test fit some wood in there. Nice little logs. That'll work. Well, I had to jimmy me up an outside table. That takes the role of janky. Warming up the steel. I'm going to weld that box today. But yeah, make some little feet. That's what I'm going to be using for the feet. 2 inches. Got them all clamped down and cut off. Those hard wheels are awesome. A little thick, but I don't have another one of those right now, so we're just going to wing it. Oh man, the sun shines out. Beautiful. Probably in the high 40s already. Let's go. Yeah, we got us 4 little feet now. Got them all cleaned up. They're all pretty level. I got the areas all scuffed up so I can get to tacking them in. Let's go. Alright, a whole morning of working. I'm done. That's enough for today. Got the little feeties on. Not bad. Still need to weld the box up, but that was another huge one I got out of the way today. So, yes, sir. Well, good morning, everybody. I'm busy out here getting some welding done. The old dreaded just stitch after stitch, but I did stitch up me a door. It was just scraps of size I already had. And I welded the old chucher on the inside and the outside. And that 030 wire is all I have, so that's what I'm using on 1/4 inch. But it's working, just lay it in there hot. Put the speed up a little bit, but yeah, here's the back of getting all welded up. And it's not ideal. I'd like to have some 035 wire, but I'll make this work. Just gotta go a little slower, and yeah, it's all happening. So getting most of this welded up so then I can get the lid put on and get it welded up. And then I'll have to make some hinges and some vents for the door, but we'll get there. Everything's welded but the lid. It's tacked in. Got the door mocked up. Got to make some hinges and a latch. Here it is. Last weld. That's enough. I had it. Got the door put on though. Little latch. Let's get her put away. I think I need to make this thing chooch. Do a little burn in right here. Gotta finish the door latch and the vents obviously, but just letting it do a little bit of burning in. It's just starting. It's just starting. But it looks like I got a real good draw. Once I get the holes drilled in the front door, got a baffle I got to put in there. But once this thing starts burning, I got it stuffed about half full, so we'll see how it goes. Testing. Woo! Well, here we are today, taking some measurements. I got the first hole cut, got the insulation moved to the side. Like I said, this camper is also insulated 1 inch thick. And then I'm gonna have to pop the aluminum to the outside. I'm right under the 1x1 steel beam right here, which is where I want to be, right up against it. So, yeah. All right, let's go. Got it all put up. Came out pretty good. 2 elbows and 2 2-foot pieces. Sweet. Here it is. One chucher topper. That's the only scrap left over from this whole project. Not too bad. Alright, let's go put it up. And there we have it. That should keep the snow from going directly in it, so that'll work just fine. Got the door seal put on. Well, it's that time to cut up some logs. A couple buckets, a box. Got a seat to sit on and a little chopping block. Ew. Well, there we have it. Counter camper stove is installed. Everything came out fantastic. I've had a couple burns already, and I decided to throw a rock up on there. That holds quite a bit of mass heat when it goes out, and got it going down right now so I can shut it off for a while and see how long all this heat lasts. There's a little bit of a test going on here. It's 90 in here. It's supposed to snow tonight. We'll see. It's 40 outside. Peace. Sure gets nice and warm.